There was a huge update yesterday on the Halo Waypoint forums about the status of the so-called competitive playlist and just exactly how far along they are and what the details of them would be. First thing that you'll see in the forum post, that you can go ahead and click the link in the description if you want to follow along, is that they're shooting for a mid-February launch, which is, of course, as they mentioned before, the competitive skill rank comes out, and they want it to be the place to get high up with your CSR once that releases. Now, all of that isn't really too mind-blowing or earth-shattering, but there are some details there below, and you can see they're going very far out of their way to bring back the competitive element to Halo 4. Now, when I say competitive, I mean super competitive. Lots of people are upset that MLG no longer hosts Halo and how the people at 343 feel about that. I mean, who really knows at this point? But a lot of this is to bring back people who may not be playing because they feel that the playlists aren't up to their standards for Halo. So in the playlist, it'll be 4v4, which is standard Slayer teams now. The game loadouts will be preset. Now, whether or not that means you'll have to choose from 1 through 4 like Halo Reach, or everyone will start with the same one. It's not really too specific about that. There'll be respawn timers, which isn't in Slayer now, but is in the other playlists. Because of that, there'll be no instant respawn. The Ordnance will drop on resupply timers, which it does now, but I'm guessing that the Ordnance will be specific and you'll be able to plan it out like in Halo 3. Join in progress, which a lot of people hate, will be turned off. So that's going to be really good for those of you who roll in parties, and bad for those of you who run into a game where you've got a 4v4 and then 2 of your guys leave, which is one of my biggest gripes with Halo 3. If people left, you were kind of boned. Friendly fire will be turned on, which will be nice to see because I want to say that in Halo 4, the only way you can really betray a teammate is to run them over or grenade them, and only in certain game modes. The max party size of 4 will be enforced, so there'll be no 4v4 with your friends. And there will be no guests, so that means you sign in with your account, someone signs in with a 1 in parentheses, and there'll be no split screen play, so you can't have 2 gamer tags on one Xbox. So as you can tell, these are really super hardcore settings here that they're working with. Now, these aren't set in stone. They're still working on it, still fine-tuning it. The game modes will feature Slayer, Capture the Flag, Extraction, and King of the Hill. It'd be nice to see King of the Hill make its return. I haven't personally played one match of King of the Hill since Halo 4 launch, so it'd be nice to see that back. And it's also nice to see that the tools that are in place are there for them to make this kind of change. It's one of the things I've always admired about the Halo franchise since Halo 3 is they can make tons of changes to playlists on the fly, and not every game series, not every developer has tried something like this. So big ups to 343 for that. As you can tell, we're going through some growing pains with them, but they're learning and they're actually taking a lot of the negative feedback to heart, which studios should be well to follow. If people are telling you your game sucks and for these reasons, or they don't like it and give you specific reasons, well, if you go and address them, it looks like you care. Even if you don't, it still looks like it, and that really goes a long way for the gaming community in general to look at a game and say, hey, the developer actually gives a shit, let's give a shit back.